Do you love hockey as much as we do? At the Field Hockey label, our vision is to dress up hockey. Whether playing, training, or simply casual wear away from the pitch, the Field Hockey label supplies high-quality match and training attire. Long-sleeve tops and supporter wear, such as puffer jackets and track pants, polo shirts, and even business shirts. All of the Field Hockey label's gear can be custom-made to include club and sponsor logos, player names, and team numbers. The Field Hockey label, where if you love hockey like we love hockey, we guarantee you'll always feel the best dressed.
Of Australia's men's and women's hockey teams is Curtin University in Western Australia, where students get to develop their skills alongside the world's best. In fact, Curtin is recognised globally for providing courses with a practical focus, where students learn the skills to graduate career-ready. Ranked in the top 1% of universities worldwide, Curtin's innovative, exciting campus and learning environment offers an experience to last a lifetime. Find out more at curtin.edu/international and join Curtin today.
A very good evening from the Tamandaya Hockey Stadium. It's the final game of the round robin series here at the Sultan of Johor Cup 2019. The finalists have been decided. It's now just to decide who will play who for the bronze medal and who will play whom for the wooden spoon. Coming up next, it's Australia versus New Zealand. If you just joined us today, well, we had a game against Great Britain and India. That finished as a 3-all draw, which was all that Great Britain needed to make it through to the gold medal match, to be given a chance to defend the title they won in 2018. They were leading by 2-0 going into the final quarter, but India then took a 3-2 lead, only for Great Britain to equalise in the 58th minute. Then it was Japan, who would have been hoping that Great Britain would lose, so they might be able to jump above them and force their way into the gold medal match tomorrow. They were victorious. Well, they weren't victorious again. They took the lead, but then Malaysia pegged them back, and Malaysia won 3-2. So what does that mean on the league ladder? The league ladder means that India and Great Britain are top of the table. Malaysia have now moved into third, courtesy of that win. Japan currently sitting in fourth spot, could well play Malaysia tomorrow, but if Australia win this game, then they will leap above Japan. If New Zealand win this game, they have to beat Australia by more than 4 goals to jump ahead of Japan and Australia. A draw is no good for either side. So, turning our attention to the team lineups for this match, players that I think you need to look out for. For me, defensively, Australia do not want to concede goals in this game. So Sam Gray, wearing number 8 and the captain's armband, is going to be an important player for them, along with Anand Gupta wearing number 10. In attacking options, Daniel McBride has been really lively in the midfield, and I think Sam McCulloch as well could be a player that will have a lot to say in this match. Penalty corners, well, Australia have got the worst record of any team in the tournament. Is this the night when it clicks for them? We're going to have to wait and see if that is the case. If it does, they've got some weapons. They've just got to make sure they're firing. Turning our attention to New Zealand, well, again, they've had a funny old tournament. They put together some good performances. They've had a couple of losses, but they've really been competitive. And I think the key players for them to look out for, Sean Finley, whenever he gets the ball, is always lively and looking to run with the ball. Xavier Guy, their captain, as the most experienced player, having played for the Black Sticks internationally, as has Malachi Bushell. Dylan Thomas has been really good for them in recent times. But Benji Edwards, number 29 from penalty corners, he could be really dangerous tonight. Got a hat-trick, the only player to get a hat-trick in the tournament this year. And another player to look out for, because he plays his hockey in Australia, is number 5, Xander Fraser. Well, Australia, they're coached by Ben Bishop. Ben Bishop, who was appointed in April 2015. He's had plenty of time with the team, and he's also had some success with them. This has been a tough campaign for him, and he'll want them to go out on a high. Win today, and then win the bronze medal match tomorrow when they play Malaysia. If we turn our attention to the coach of New Zealand, that's Bryce Collins. Bryce Collins, who of course played for the Black Sticks, had the misfortune of getting an injury and missing the Athens Olympics. But he'll be trying to fire up his team, which has got better and better as the tournament has progressed. I'm Ashley Morrison, looking forward to sharing the action with you in this final game on the penultimate day of the Sultan of Johor Cup 2019. And we hope you'll join us for the final matches tomorrow, courtesy of our sponsors, Griffin, Field Hockey Label, MyGo, and Curtin University. All those sponsors making the live stream of these games possible throughout the week, and we thank them for their support and really do hope that we're able to come back next year. So the players being led out by the umpires. Our umpires for this match, both of them coming from Malaysia. So we have Palani Mariappan and Fakhruddin Kadir. So I'm sure it'll be welcoming for them to be able to umpire together in an international match. So it should be an absolute cracker whenever Australia play New Zealand at anything. There's a little bit of pride on the line. Just that stretch of water between the two countries, the Tasman Sea, just seems to bring out the best in both teams. Well, we are going to pause for the national anthems now, and first up will be the national anthem of Australia. Plenty of support for the Australians, and now the national anthem of New Zealand. Well, the national anthem's completed. Now we can prepare for the match ahead. Great to see both these teams wearing their traditional colours. Australia in the green and gold, and the Junior Black Sticks dressed all in black. If anyone thinks that the form book would show Australia going ahead, this is the sort of game the New Zealanders get up for. It's a game Australians get up for when New Zealand are the dominant side. And this is going to be pride on the line. There's no doubt about it. Pride of the Tasman Sea. Who can be victorious? There's plenty of support for the New Zealanders, as we've had much publicity over the fact that these players had to pay their own way to be here. A lot of the parents who put up the money for their sons to be representing their country here in Malaysia, they've come to support them. And it was just fantastic scenes the other night when they beat Malaysia after losing 8-2 to India to come back and win 6-0 against the host nation. The parents gave a haka in tribute to the players down on the pitch. It was absolutely beautiful to watch. And it just showed how proud those parents were of the performance put in by these players who only had 3 days training before they came to Malaysia. Well, Australia, there's been rumours that they've had a little bit of a upset stomach bug going through the team, but we've seen no players pull out of the game, and they've named full squads throughout. But hopefully, if that was the case, then they will get some cohesion today, because it's just been those connections from midfield to forward, and some of their turnovers have been rather cheap. They're going to need it to click now if they want to make sure that they're in the bronze medal match. Australia have only ever played off for 5th place once before, and that was in 2015. They won't want to be there again in 2019. Whistle goes, we get the final round-robin match underway. Who will come out on top? There's a place in the bronze medal match. New Zealand, though, need to get a big score if they are to progress. Australia immediately going on the attack. Ball played out wide onto the left-hand side. Played across the circle. Good deflection, taking it away by New Zealand. In from the side now is Luca Brown. He goes back into the defensive line to captain Sam Gray. Captain has been shared. Lachlan Buzzico has worn the captain's armband as well. Gupta and Gray happy to pass it along. Luca Brown. Brown forced back to the 23-metre line. Has to go back to his captain once more. Gallagher now. Again retreating as New Zealand shuffling across and showing a good defensive formation as the ball comes to Collins. Now Gray on the advance, but pushed too far ahead of Dylan Martin, so the ball goes to New Zealand. Ulrich plays it back into the defensive line. New Zealand, as I mentioned, they have grown into this tournament. And you consider how limited their preparation was. It's been a credit to the coaching staff, how much work they've put in to get the players prepared for each match. They may have lost to Japan, but they really took the game to Japan. And I think it was just the effort they put in against Malaysia that maybe undid them. Brought down on the reverse stick by James Collins, but over the side it goes. Xander Fraser now attacks for New Zealand. Just pushed the ball too far ahead of Xavier Guy, his captain. Xander Fraser, as I mentioned, he plays in Perth for Old Aquinians, or better known as Reds Hockey Club. And in 2017, he won the Paul Godoyne Young Player of the Year award. Paul Godoyne, of course, the coach of the Hockeyroos and one of the most famous Western Australian players produced by that state. So New Zealand winning that was a big deal, and he's on the ball now. Xavier Guy forced to go backwards and bobbles over his stick and out of play, much to his annoyance. Australia looking to try and find a way into the circle. Cross the D it comes. Louis Beckett in goal, just watching that one go, light on his feet as he moved across the face of his goal. Thrown to the air, Luca Brown brought it down. He's now closed down by Jordan Cohen. Cohen will come up with the ball. It's actually good work ahead of Cohen coming from Wakeling. New Zealand now with a free hit. Finlay takes it, loves to run with the ball. Finlay, a very upright movement as well, but it means he can scan what's available as he runs forward. Ulrich is in space. The ball is now played to Ulrich. Down the line he goes. Good pass to Cohen. Ulrich skips past one into the circle across the face of goal. And unfortunately for New Zealand, Moss Jackson didn't get the connection they were looking for. Jackson was in a really good position. Whether the ball just bobbled, not too sure. And look at that, 3 New Zealand players trying to hem the Australians in. Brought down well in the midfield. New Zealand, though, losing out. There's trouble now as Australia break forward through Coates. Good run through the middle. Coates has released the ball. Hazel tried to get the shot past Beckett. Great save by Beckett. Still alive for Australia, long corner. Aaron Hazel got 2 in the opening game against Japan. He struggled to find the goal since then. And McBride just being told to move the ball across. The umpire in the end was happy where it went from. So blew for it to be moved into the circle come Australia again, but good defence from New Zealand. And it's been lost on the edge of the circle, crossed the face of goal, but it just went over the baseline as Gill was making his way towards the goal. Gobinraj Gill, who plays his hockey with the Northwest Grads Club in Tasmania, said one of the highlights of his playing career so far was playing with Eddie Ockenden, one of the co-captains of the Kookaburras and regarded by many as one of the greats in world hockey. Aaron Hazel tries to turn again, just showed too much of the ball, but he's got a free hit. Gill takes it quickly to the baseline. Free hit again goes Australia's way. Dane Richards wanted to go on, but the ball must travel the 5 metres. Throws the pass out to Buzzico. Australia on the attack again. Good use of the width of the pitch. Brindley Gallagher takes a deflection, long corner, gets the applause from Aaron Hazel. So once more, we see Daniel McBride over the ball for Australia from the long corner. Self passes, first time into the circle. Hazel's claiming that it was a penalty corner. Nothing doing. Benji Edwards just goes and retrieves the ball. For a split second, he looked round at the umpire, a little bit concerned at the strength of Hazel's appeal. I reckon that Hazel would be a mean appealer on a cricket field, the way he turned to the umpire there, arm raised. McBride going forward, trying to feed Gill, stolen by Cohen, but McBride gets it back for Australia. Looks to feed it infield, desperate defending. Good work from Finn Ward. Gavranich penalised, doesn't get the free hit. Well, Finn Ward, you'll see, he's got a fairly big glove on his hand. That was mainly because he fractured a bone in his hand in the National Hockey League in his opening game against Central in 2018. I think now he's just making sure he doesn't do it again. Buzzico. And New Zealand at the moment, good structure from them. Their lines just shifting across as the ball is played. McBride, though, feeds it out wide now to Richards. Richards infield, trying to make his way through his Patrick Coates. Good pass, though, finds Gill. Richards now along the baseline. Out comes the keeper. It's ricocheted out. Gill tries to get a shot, but it's a touch. Takes it away from goal. Well, Beckett, good save. McBride again with the long corner. So Australia finding a way around the back of the New Zealand defence, along the baseline. Dane Richards charging towards goal. Beckett came out, the ball was laid back, but Australia couldn't score. Now it's Edwards. Edwards throws it to the air, jumping up, brought down by the Australian. They've lost it now, though. There's movement as well for New Zealand going forward. Continuing the run into the circle, just taken away, unfortunately, for Dylan Thomas. Dylan Thomas will know all about the Australians. He played for New Zealand Māori against Australian country earlier this year. And they had one draw and one loss, the New Zealand Māori. So he would love a victory today just to square things up, square the ledger up. So Australia again with Gray, trying to feed it through the midfield. Collins, deflection, goes to the Black Sticks, the junior Black Sticks, that is. Jordan Ward plays it back into the defensive line. Xander Fraser now. There's not much in the midfield for New Zealand. Certainly it's all down the sides. So obviously Bryce Collins feels that's the way he's going to break down Australia. Trying to avoid the traffic in the midfield. Collins, infield he goes. We come to Finlay now. Finlay faced with Richards. Tried to just lift it over Richards' stick. Richards, one hand on the stick, finally gets it under control, feeds Collins. Now it's Gavranich. Gavranich faced with Ward, Finn Ward that is. Two brothers in the team, Jordan and Finn. Finn the younger of the two. Gupta now. Comes forward, good pass, picks out Guild, just kept that in play. Now it's Buzzico. Buzzico, oh, that was subtle. Weaving the way into the circle, up in the air he goes. Free hit just outside. McBride again. He's obviously the free hit man today. Well, I'm not sure that went 5 meters before it went inside the circle. Certainly New Zealand have got the free hit, but they've tried to steal several meters. And yeah. Good to see the umpires really hot on that one. So we're into the final 4.5 minutes of this first quarter. No goals as yet if you've just tuned in. The permutations are Australia need to get a victory to make it into the bronze medal match. New Zealand need a victory to make it into the bronze medal match. They need to win by more than 4 goals. Finlay coming forward. Finlay plays it out wide. Across the face of goal, deflection. Long corner, it was a deflection though off the Australian defender. Not a bad ball in from Wyndham Smith. Can New Zealand take the lead at the end of the first quarter? Played out wide to Charles Ulrich. Coming into the space was Dane Richards. He's given away a free hit to New Zealand. Finlay over the ball now. South passes. Goes towards the top of the circle. Finlay gets it into the circle. Very important touch coming in there from Buzzico. Chance to break forward. Great anticipation coming forward by the Black Sticks. Given possession away though. They need to get back now. It was good work initially coming forward by Lockie Payton. He's got back really quickly. Gupta. McBride. Well, that aerial pass didn't come off. It wasn't the most convincing by Max Wyndham Smith, but New Zealand have possession and look to go on the attack again. The pass forward is a good one to Tim Neild. Neild gets a free hit. New Zealand play on quickly. Pass is slightly under hit to Moss Jackson. Desperately trying to win it back is Jordan Cohen, but instead he concedes a free hit to Australia. Now Moss Jackson and the goalkeeper Louis Beckett, they started playing together at the high school Old Boys Burnside, the age of 5. And a lovely story that they're still playing for the club and they're now both in the Premier League side. That's loyalty to a club and a club's loyalty to two players as well. Lovely turn, Xavier Guy, but just ran out of space and the ball ran off his stick and over the baseline. 2 minutes left in the first quarter. If we look to the form book, you would say this game is a game that Australia should win. But this is a team not exactly high on confidence at the moment. Intercepted by Ulrich, gave a very difficult pass to Tim Neild. It's good work from Francis. Luca Brown comes back to Francis now. Down the line he goes, and a little shove coming from Patrick Coates. Ulrich, I think, was wanting more than just a free hit. I think he wanted to have a card for Coates. And that was deflected just in front of the New Zealand player. Deflected up by Sam McCulloch. McCulloch, when he's been given space, has looked very dangerous for Australia. It's just been that problem for them finding the forwards from the midfield. Dylan Martin finds McBride. Overlapping run is from Gill. Gill looks to play it in. What a pass and a great touch. Also a very, very good save from Louis Beckett. Australia thought they'd open the scoring. It was a brilliant pass into the danger zone right in front of the keeper. And Beckett was up to it to make the save. Time running down now. End of the first quarter. Australia still trying to get one last attack. It's not going to happen. Hooter goes, and that is the end of the first quarter. No goals to either side in this, so we go in Australia 0, New Zealand 0.
Australia's men's and women's hockey teams is Curtin University in Western Australia, where students get to develop their skills alongside the world's best. In fact, Curtin is recognised globally for providing courses with a practical focus, where students learn the skills to graduate career ready. Ranked in the top 1% of universities worldwide, Curtin's innovative, exciting campus and learning environment offers an experience to last a lifetime. Find out more at curtin.edu/international and join Curtin today.
Well, there's no doubt Bryce Collins will be just telling his players just to take it 15 minutes at a time. Don't look further ahead at the moment. And it is about growing his team and these young players into a cohesive unit. If they can hang in there, not concede, and who knows, get a goal themselves before half-time, then they can look to put their foot to the floor and try and get those extra goals that may see them jump over Australia and into the bronze medal playoff. If they don't, and if this game finishes at a draw, these two will play off again for the wooden spoon tomorrow. And the umpires trying to get the players back out for this second quarter. Brilliant save by Louis Beckett to deny Aaron Knight an opening goal. It was a brilliant ball in from the left-hand side. And just a reflex save. Beckett remains on. McLennan has come on in goal for Australia. So Australia rotating their keepers quarter by quarter as Hazel tried to break forward, but just pushed the ball behind Patrick Coates and out of play. Xavier Guy. Goes back into the defensive line. Benji Edwards plays it square. Xavier Guy, they were looking to play it to him, and I think he was looking over to the bench for some either inspiration or maybe he thought it was time for him to go off. Breaking forward, though, for Australia's McBride. That's a good pass, well cut out by Xander Fraser. Kept it in play as well. So, well done, Xander Fraser. Down it goes now. Good chance for Dylan Thomas. Comes back to Fraser again. Jordan Ward now. A little bit of space for him to move in. Looking at the options. Didn't play that pass as well as he would have liked to Xavier Guy, but it got there in the end. Benji Edwards now plays it out to Fraser. Fraser takes on one. Down the line he goes. Trying to turn. Ball taken away. Good tackle by Gallagher. Stepping in, and it looked like it was a good tackle in the end by Jordan Ward, but Australia are going to get the free hit at the edge of the circle. I think just because it came up off the New Zealanders' stick and then two players close together, it created danger to the Australian player. Anand Gupta, Luca Brown. Luca Brown cuts infield. It's a good pass again, finds Coates. Lovely steal. Well, wanting the free hit, not giving it. I think it's just going to be a 16. Xander Fraser was sure that should have been his ball. He's going to get the ball now with a little bit of space ahead of him. Finn Ward moves up the line, comes infield now to Xavier Guy. Xavier Guy again on the ball. Jordan Ward had to just check back. That was played behind him. Guy now will be put under pressure. We'll go back to Edwards. Payton, short pass to Xander Fraser. And eventually it ends up again with Xavier Guy. Well, Australia just sitting off at the moment. Carried forward that time by Malachi Bushell. Bushell tries to pierce the gap. Martin to McBride. Coates has peeled to the left, and that was who McBride was looking for, but it went into the shins of the New Zealand player. McBride plays on, advances towards the circle. It was on the 5-metre line, so made the right run. Penalised this time, though, is Jordan Cohen. Now it's Anand Gupta. Down the line, he plays it. Luca Brown. Luca Brown cracks it towards the deep. Gets another free hit for Australia. Into the circle it goes, and Aaron Hazel was appealing for something given away. Luca Brown now could cause some trouble. Goes to Hazel. Hazel, though, over the back line. It's forced by the captain, Xavier Gray. Long corner to Australia. Dylan Martin, the man from Wagga Wagga, plays it back. Sam Gray out to the left-hand side. It's going to come back to Gray. Gupta moves forward up the right-hand side now. Gray thinks about it. Shorter pass goes to Martin. Martin weaves his way into the circle. And it's over the baseline. Beckett not too happy about that. He was trying to get it over the sideline. He's given away another long corner. Finn Ward sportingly gives it to McBride. Gray plays it out to Gallagher. Gallagher's ball was a quick, fast one to Coates, and he couldn't control it. I'm pleased to say that a lot of the crowd that were here for the Malaysia-Japan game, they've stayed on and catching the action of this game. They want to see who their team is going to be playing tomorrow in the bronze medal match. Love their hockey here in Johor, and they turn out in their numbers and support the teams, create a wonderful atmosphere. When you think that next year we're going to have a new stand on the far side that will really make this stadium even better. So Ulrich now for New Zealand. Kneeled. Malachi Bushell. Go back to Bushell again. Well, the Australian forward line just shuttling across and making it difficult. Then they go as one as they look to close down Ulrich. Guy got in Ulrich's way, but it's still with New Zealand. They've kept possession, not panic. Just as I say that, put the curse on them. And Jordan Ward, the man who gave up possession. So Australia come back to McBride. Sam Gray on halfway. Just deflected off the side as Buzzico tried to play it down the line. McBride again. Max Wyndham-Smith trying to close down and cause a few problems. Gray tries the diagonal pass, cut out brilliantly. Anticipation from Malachi Bushell. Bushell in a good position to receive back as well. Bushell bursting forward. Xavier Guy, good pass from him as well. Nice little spin coming from Neild. Moss Jackson plays it back to Neild. Neild trying to find his way through. Neild inside the circle for the Black Sticks. Up it goes, in it goes! It bobbled up and it's fired home by Max Wyndham-Smith. And New Zealand have the lead against Australia. Great play between Neild and Moss Jackson. Finished off superbly by Max Wyndham-Smith. New Zealand take the lead. Max Wyndham-Smith will be very happy with that. He's having a good run. That's his third goal in 3 games. But it was good build-up play after the pirouette from Neild, and then a good 1-2 with Moss Jackson. So, can New Zealand go on from here? I was saying if they were leading at half-time, they may have the opportunity, trying to keep that in play for Australia's Aaron Knight. Let's not forget he was denied what looked a certain goal by a brilliant save by Louis Beckett, carried out now by Ulrich. And Ulrich is going to be, I think there's going to be a card issued here to the Australian player, but New Zealand wanted to get on with things, but I think the umpire's just struggling to work out which player it was. I thought it was James Collins who ran away. Yeah, it is Collins who's going to have to spend 2 minutes on the side. I know he ran away to the far side of the pitch. To me, he was the man that fouled Ulrich. And I think he knew it and thought, I'm going to get away from the umpire as far as possible. Without going back to the changing rooms, the other side of the pitch was his best option. Guy gets the ball onto the foot of McBride, plays on quickly, and popped the ball out to the right-hand side, but unfortunately, Ward was on his heels and not moving on to it. So now New Zealand got to win it back. Gallagher from the side, he likes to go to the air. Does exactly that, and he's got plenty on that. It's missed by Jordan Ward, but New Zealand get it under control in the defensive line. Ulrich again. Now Malachi Bushell. Do feel when Bushell gets more involved and gets more touches, New Zealand in those games have just looked so much better when he's involved and offering options. Clearly, when he was called up to the national team by Darren Smith saw something. And you feel that he may well be a player that they're going to build the Black Sticks around in future years. Finlay cuts infield, but he has to go backwards. Richards forcing him backwards, and he's given it away. Now a chance for Gavranich. Back into the defensive line for Australia. Buzzico pushes it out wide, and Gallagher was just a little bit slow and a little bit upright. Didn't get down and keep that ball in play. Gives possession back to New Zealand. Xavier Guy goes to the air this time. Brought down just outside the circle. into the circle, taken away. Well-timed tackle by Sam Gray. Just takes the danger away for Australia. Good deflection forward there by Dylan Martin. Martin still going through the midfield. Australia looking for an equaliser now before half-time. Gavranich, all just taken away from him. And New Zealand now get a chance to go on the attack again. Just held up momentarily. Jordan Cohen, though, keeps possession. Cohen weaves his way past one, can't get past the second. Found the foot, though. So I think it was Dylan Martin's foot, just on halfway. Free hit to New Zealand. Xander Fraser was deep, but Finn Ward took up a good position. Edwards, just put too much on it and really asked a great deal of Max Wyndham-Smith. Wyndham-Smith tried to keep it in play, but unfortunately for him, it was just too far away, at least a metre away from his outstretched stick. Four minutes away from half-time. Wasted ball again out of defence from Australia. Lachlan Buzzacote playing that pass, and you don't see him do that too often. Plays for the Adelaide Fire in the new Hockey One competition in Australia. And this time it is New Zealand who played a little bit too narrow up the side. Lockie Payton at fault, has to recover now and do some defending, got a touch. Australia, though, bursting forward. Good run coming from Aaron Knight again. Knight into the circle, claiming a penalty corner. Umpire says just outside. Australia play it back. McBride into the circle it goes. Good defence again from Xander Fraser. Payton, faced with Knight, goes to the air. Brought down by the Australian defence. Buzzacote. Short pass to Martin now. Goes back to Gupta. Brown is wide on the right-hand side. Instead, they go to the air. Brought down by Gavranich. Gavranich, his pass was blocked, but illegally, so it'll be a free hit to Australia. Gavranich goes past one. Doesn't manage to get past the second, but Jordan Cohen is penalised, and Gavranich is saying that the ball was taken away after the whistle. Surely that's a penalty corner. Nothing doing, says the umpire. Gupta would really want to play in the bronze medal match, as his brother had done before him. So Ulrich now with the free hit. Oh dear, his aerial pass doesn't come off and went so close to Gavranich, it was deemed dangerous. So Gavranich helps it down the line. Dylan Martin, first time crack, and it takes a deflection off the stick of Benji Edwards. Another long corner to Australia. We're approaching the final 2 minutes of the first half. A little bit of pushing and shoving going on off the ball. Umpire very quick to stamp that out. Into the circle it goes. Knight trying to get a shot away. It's been saved by Beckett. Well, Beckett, that was an outstanding save to deny McCulloch. So 2 saves now by Louis Beckett. McCulloch couldn't believe it. The circle it goes, a deflection off the stick, this time of Finn Ward. Australia might start worrying. If Beckett is going to be in this sort of form, he's going to be a very hard man to beat. New Zealand still leading by a goal to nil. Just to give you the stats from meetings in the Sultan of Johor Cup, Australia have played New Zealand 6 times. They've won 6 times. Australia have scored 34 goals in those 6 games, and New Zealand have scored 8. So if you're somebody that believes in form or the history, New Zealand would be staring down the barrel of a defeat. But the way they're playing at the moment and the fact that they have the lead, those statistics could go out the window. It's stolen now, though. Chance to come in. Knight plays it to Gavranich. Across the face of goal. Beckett again. What a save. It looked another certain goal. 3-on-2 at the back. Beckett on hand again to deny McCulloch for a second time. Into the circle it goes. Penalty corner was an appeal from McCulloch. Well, what a first half Louis Beckett's had. It's been outstanding. He was the key to Christ College Canterbury's ranking cup win in 2017, their first ever win since 1991, rather. Not the first ever win, but first for a very long time. And he's had an outstanding first half as the hooter goes for the end of that first half. And nice to see one of the Australian players just going down and apologising because he was a little bit late on Xander Fraser. That was Aaron Knight. Very sporting, good to see. But at the moment, it's Max Wyndham-Smith's goal that is the difference between the two teams as we head into half-time with a scoreline that reads Australia 0, New Zealand 1.
Of Australia's men's and women's hockey teams is Curtin University in Western Australia, where students get to develop their skills alongside the world's best. In fact, Curtin is recognised globally for providing courses with a practical focus, where students learn the skills to graduate career ready. Ranked in the top 1% of universities worldwide, Curtin's innovative, exciting campus and learning environment offers an experience to last a lifetime. Find out more at curtin.edu/international and join Curtin today.
Do you love hockey as much as we do? At the Field Hockey label, our vision is to dress up hockey. Whether playing, training, or simply casual wear away from the pitch, the Field Hockey label supplies high-quality match and training attire. Long-sleeve tops and supporter wear, such as puffer jackets and track pants, polo shirts, and even business shirts. All of the Field Hockey label's gear can be custom made to include club and sponsor logos, player names and team numbers. The Field Hockey label, where if you love hockey like we love hockey, we guarantee you'll always feel the best dressed.
The home of Australia's men's and women's hockey teams is Curtin University in Western Australia, where students get to develop their skills alongside the world's best. Find out more at curtin.edu/international and join Curtin today.
Do you love hockey as much as we do? At the Field Hockey label, our vision is to dress up hockey. Whether playing, training, or simply casual wear away from the pitch, the Field Hockey label supplies high-quality match and training attire. Long-sleeve tops and supporter wear, such as puffer jackets and track pants, polo shirts, and even business shirts. All of the Field Hockey label's gear can be custom-made to include club and sponsor logos, player names, and team numbers. The Field Hockey label, where if you love hockey like we love hockey, we guarantee you'll always feel the best dressed. Welcome back to the Tamandar Hockey Stadium. The New Zealand halftime talk has finished. The Australian one continues. They are trailing 1-0 against their arch rivals, the Junior Black Sticks. Can the Boroughs come back? There's half an hour to go, and the Australian supporters to our left-hand side not looking nearly as happy as the New Zealand fans to our right, who ran down to the dugout at the end of the half and were applauding their players off the pitch. And Ben Bishop is just trying to finally get his team to fire in this match. A win will not be enough for the Black Sticks to progress through to the bronze medal match. They need to win by more than 4 goals, because 4 goals would put them level with Japan on the league ladder, and then it goes back on a count back because their fixtures would be exactly the same in terms of wins and losses. And it would go on a count back, and because Japan beat New Zealand in the round robin, Japan would play in the bronze medal match. So the Australian players now making their way out to the turf. McLennan continues under the bar for Australia. New Zealand, despite the heroics of Louis Beckett, have changed their goalkeeper. So we have Taylor Craigie back under the bar for them. He's made some cracking saves in this tournament as well. The North Harbour goalkeeper apparently had to wait a while until he got his North Harbour debut, but wait he did, and now he's doing a good job between the sticks for them. So New Zealand get the third quarter underway. They just throw it long, as we saw them do in their victory over Malaysia and also against Japan, and then they try a high press, and it's worked dividends. Neiled into the D goes. Neiled has scored! New Zealand have got a second in the opening minute. Well, would you believe it? 21 seconds after the restart, New Zealand with a high press have now gone to 2-0. Tim Neiled firing home after the errant pass came to him, edge of the circle, and maybe New Zealand fans can now start dreaming. Maybe with so much time left they can get 4, possibly 5 goals. Well, a remarkable start to the second half, and it'll be interesting to see the reaction from the Australians. And that just caught on Aaron Hazel's feet. As I was saying during the India game, there were a lot of people asking on social media whether the 5-1 victory for India over Australia was the most goals that India had scored against an Australian side. Now, I tried to go back and find that. Certainly couldn't find a bigger score for the under-21s, and then had to go all the way back to 1935 when India defeated the senior Australian team the first time they ever played them, 12-1. And of course the Indian team in those days were in their heyday with Major Dhyan Chand leading them. 5 goals were scored by India against Australia back in 2003 in Sydney in a Tri-Nations tournament. Final score there, though, was 5-3 to India, but those were the only 2 games that I could find. I'm sure the Indian historian B.G. Joshi might be able to correct me, but certainly this team, that's a record that they wouldn't really want. And Gupta goes back to Gallagher. Gallagher tries to pierce the advancing New Zealanders. Max Wyndham-Smith will get the free hit. Played on quickly by Xander Fraser. Nice turn again from Neild. He loves to do a 360. Well, maybe there's a modelling contract for him with Field Hockey Label. Penalty corner now for New Zealand. First penalty corner of the match. And if you compare the 2 teams, 22% conversion rate for New Zealand at the start of today, 4 from 18. Australia have only scored 1 from 18 of their penalty corners. So this is a real danger moment. They also have 2 superb exponents from penalty corners. Charles Ulrich and also, and I'm just trying to see if he's out there, but he's not. So Benji Edwards is not out there, or is that? No, he is out there. He's at the second battery. So Dylan Thomas, they just touch hands. I think Edwards will be the preferred option. Charles Ulrich is at the first battery. They go to Ulrich. Low down, it's saved well. McClellan, though, just smothers it, so it will be another penalty corner. Nobody able to play the ball. Ulrich got plenty of power behind that, but it was also well positioned by Robert McClellan. Good save by him. So will they go with Ulrich again, or will they go with Benji Edwards? They go with Ulrich. This time he goes high. Ulrich has got another goal. New Zealand are 3-0 to the good. Well, is there a way back for Australia, or is it now a case of containment? Well, Charles Ulrich got plenty of flick behind that one. It had pace, it had direction, and it whistled into the net. There was nothing McClellan could do to keep that one out. And what a start to the second half. Wherever you are in New Zealand, if you're watching this, I know it's pretty late at night. Hopefully, though, you've stayed up for it. Or if not, you're going to be watching it in the morning, having your breakfast. It's the 3rd minute of the second half. And New Zealand have a 3rd goal. They need 2 more, and they can force their way into the bronze medal playoff. And that would relegate Japan and Australia to play off for the wooden spoon. Gavranich wanted to play on. Xavier Guy prevented him doing so. McBride comes forward. What a turn-up for the books this would be if New Zealand pulled off what was required. Buzzico. It would certainly send shockwaves through Australian hockey, because the Oceania Junior World Cup qualifiers are just around the corner next year. Bryce Collins may suddenly be breeding a group of players that have the belief and the ability. And there's another mistake at the back. Buzzico just pushing it about 10 metres in front of Sam Gray and over the side. New Zealand get the chance to take the ball from the side and attack at will, but losing possession, and now here come Australia. McBride. Neild, but it's McBride who got the better of Neild. Dylan Martin now plays it to Luca Brown. Brown tried to play it to the top of the circle. Good defence, strong defence coming in from New Zealand. Jordan Cohen. It was Edwards who put in that challenge. Now Finlay trying to pierce the defence and play it into the path of the always willing Gus Wakeling. Well, hopefully Max Wyndham-Smith, who started the scoring today, hopefully his family, if they're not here, but friends and family in Palmerston North, will be still up and about. And that's deflected off Guy into the body, and whistle was slow coming. Aaron Hazel, again doing his best Shane Warne impression in terms of an appeal. Gill, good pass. Turn from Coates, went up off the stick of Benji Edwards, right outside the circle. Richards plays it to Gill. Gill tries to turn, takes a tumble over the leg of Xander Fraser. Fraser just stood his ground, but it will be a free hit. Richards again. Richards self-passes. He's being forced away from the circle at the moment. Turns back, goes to Gill, but it goes out of play, but touch coming off the New Zealand stick, so long corner. McBride comes across, he's taken it 10 metres infield, so the umpire very quick to make him bring it closer to the sideline. Lachlan Buzzigo. Gill. Gill looks to get the better. Into the circle it goes. Good defence from New Zealand. And unfortunately just off the stick of Jordan Cohen, and over the side it goes. McBride looks to try and start something again. Hits Finlay on the shin. Good spell of pressure from Australia now. McBride with the free hit. New Zealand, though, again holding their lines well. Buzzico goes out to the right-hand side. Gray gives it back to Buzzico. Gill has pulled wide, but Buzzico looked as if he was going to go through the middle. Thought better of it. That's a great pass. McBride got underneath it, lifted it over the crossbar, and thumps his thigh in frustration. He knows that that was a good opportunity to pull a goal back for Australia, and he just got too far underneath it. He's still chuntering to himself as he goes back to halfway to defend. Well, that's sometimes what you got to do. Daniel McBride, who played with his brother Jared at Doncaster Hockey Club in the Premier Grade, and very influenced by his father, who's been playing hockey for over 40 years. So it's certainly in the genes, and therefore he would expect great things of himself whenever he goes out to play. And New Zealand are trying to get away with that. Finn Ward, but it's going to come back, and it will be Australia ball. Francis plays it back. Buzzico. Will he go the direct route, or will it be about keeping possession? Gupta. Gallagher outside. Good pressure being applied once more by Wakeling. Buzzico. Now it's Finn Ward. Jumping up is Max Wyndham-Smith. Decision goes Australia's way. Playing on quickly is Richards. Hazel. Hazel just outside the circle this time. It comes off the foot of Finn Ward. Played back to Gill. Gill will go back to Buzzico. Uses Gupta. Gupta has space on the help side. Into the circle it goes. Good deflection. Great defence coming back. I think that was Max Wyndham-Smith as well, coming back, doing defensive duties and helping out. It was indeed. Australia still trying to find a way through. We've gone past the halfway mark in this third quarter. Finlay tried to put pressure on. No mistake from Australia at the moment. Coates now, crossfield ball, picks out Gallagher. Gallagher faced with Cohen, plays it into the circle. Hazel tries to get it, goes outside the circle. Determination though, it gets to McBride. Hazel got the touch. Good cleaning up at the back though by New Zealand, and over the sideline it goes. And it took a touch of an Australian stick, so it will be a New Zealand ball. Well, they've held firm at the back, New Zealand. They're leading by 3-0. They need 5 goals and no goals from Australia to knock Japan out of the bronze medal match. And the worrying thing for Australia is the inability to score at the moment. As Dylan Thomas breaks forward, but he put his pass behind Malachi Bushell. Australia scored 2 in their opening game, 1 against Malaysia, none against Great Britain, and only managed 1 against India. So that's 4 goals in 4 games. Turning, and that time they found the foot of Edwards. So Australia win a penalty corner. Can they pull one back here? As I mentioned, though, their conversion rate is just 5%. It is actually the worst in the tournament at the moment. 1 from 18. So Gallagher waits at the top of the circle, and a very precise measurement being done by Lachlan Buzzicoat to make sure he stands in the right position. They switch, so I'm not sure what that was for. Goes to Gallagher. It's wide of the left-hand post. So they win a penalty corner and they fail to make it count again. And 5.5 minutes till the final break. And New Zealand would love another goal. It would be really interesting to see if they're leading 4-0, if they decided to pull their keeper just to try and get that 5th goal, which would see them advance to the medal match. Ulrich. It's brought down well by Finn Ward. Ward, though, can't get the better of Richards. He'll get a free hit, though. Ulrich, and a penalty corner. Richards, the player, penalised, a professional foul. He was not the 5 metres. So New Zealand now with a 3rd penalty corner. This may be their chance of a 4th goal. Got 1 from 2 so far in this match. And Richards not retreating the 5 metres and conceding the penalty corner. Finn Ward makes his way to the baseline. Benji Edwards is there. So too Charles Ulrich. Ulrich scored the 3rd goal. Edwards, of course, got a hat-trick the other night against Malaysia. It goes to Ulrich. Oh, wide of the left-hand post this time. Again, he got plenty of pace on it, but just the direction offline. The runners did well. Limited the area that he could shoot towards. Buzzicoat just loses the ball behind himself. Is there going to be a goal from Australia before the final break? That ball goes over the sideline again. So it'll be New Zealand ball in their defensive final third. Finlay, we haven't seen much running from him. He's been restricted well by Australia. Neil, though, loses out to Gill. Gill's got a bit of space, several options, pushes it wide to Gavranich. Gavranich now into the circle. Oh, dear. He got into the circle and just lost control as he was trying to turn and play the ball across the face of goal. And when it's not happening for you, it's not happening. And that's the way it is at the moment for Australia. It's just not happening. It just needs someone to be the spark. Martin pushes it forward. Richards now. Can he be the spark? Comes back to Martin. Gupta. Luca Brown has made a good run up the sideline. Sam Gray goes back to Anand Gupta. Working hard for New Zealand is Dylan Thomas. Shuttling between the 2 defenders. Off the stick of Finn Ward it goes, and it will be a free hit. Again, New Zealand players coming out en masse and not giving Richards any space. It'll be a free hit. Dylan Martin over it, self-passes. 2 players come out from New Zealand. Gray, only option really for him was to go wide. James Collins, down the line he goes. Luca Brown keeps it in play. Richards now. Collins again. Collins advancing. Max Wyndham-Smith trying to stop him, edge of the circle. Collins is in, trying to get the shot away. Penalty corner won by Australia. So now they do have another chance to get a goal before the final break. If ever they needed a goal, it's now. They really wouldn't want to lose this one. Would be 3 consecutive defeats in a row. As long as they prevent New Zealand getting 5, these two will play each other again tomorrow. So they will get a quick chance for revenge. So Australia, penalty corner, out it comes. And it's a good save. Good save that time to deny Sam McCulloch. Taylor Craigie just moving off to his left-hand side and paddling the ball away with his mitt. Sam Gray comes forward, that quarter foot, but into the circle it goes, and eventually Finn Ward comes across, nicks it away from Australia, takes it into the corner and finds a foot. New Zealand throw it long, brought down brilliantly. Good run now from Moss Jackson. He's got some pace and just played over the baseline. It'll be a long corner. Finn Ward comes forward, but it's Finlay on the ball. Finlay running across the 23-metre line, drops the ball back to Lockie Payton. Bushell now. Got a minute and a half until the final break. Just bobbling inside the circle wasn't that convincing from Australia coming out. Just stepping out, Finn Ward got there ahead of McCulloch. And now a chance to go around the back for New Zealand. Greentree into the circle it goes. Stolen again. Determination coming from Finlay. And just poked over the side by Dane Richards. Into the final minute. Finlay gets it in. It's taken a deflection. It'll go out on the far side. Will be New Zealand ball. They need to get it in quickly if they want to try and create an opportunity before the final break. I think they're going to go for safety first as the ball is played back to Bushell inside his own half. And it's been lost just inside by Neil inside Australia's half. Came off his foot, free hit to Australia. Got 26 seconds to get the ball forward and try and force a goal before the final break. The pass intercepted though by Finlay. McCulloch comes back. That will be taken away by Luca Brown. Gives it a little shove afterwards as well. But Greentree is rewarded with the free hit. Ulrich decides to just walk away as he looks up at the clock, and the siren will go, and there it is. What a third quarter it's been for New Zealand. They came out and scored after just 21 seconds. Tim Neild firing home. And then 2 minutes later, they got a third goal from a penalty corner converted by Charles Ulrich. They need 5 goals to make it into the bronze medal match. They're currently leading in a scoreline that reads Australia 0, New Zealand 3.
Of Australia's men's and women's hockey teams is Curtin University in Western Australia, where students get to develop their skills alongside the world's best. In fact, Curtin is recognised globally for providing courses with a practical focus, where students learn the skills to graduate career ready. Ranked in the top 1% of universities worldwide, Curtin's innovative, exciting campus and learning environment offers an experience to last a lifetime. Find out more at curtin.edu/international and join Curtin today.
Welcome back to the Tamandaya Hockey Stadium. The final quarter of the final round robin match about to get underway. New Zealand leading Australia by 3 goals to 0 They need 5 goals. They need to win by 5 clear goals to make it to the bronze medal match and relegate Australia and Japan to play off for the wooden spoon. Our thanks again to our sponsors, Griffin, in the game since 1983, Curtin University with campuses in Australia, Malaysia, Singapore, Dubai and Mauritius. And once again, it paid dividends in the last quarter. New Zealand throw it into the corner. And a mistake playing it out from the back saw them get an early goal. It was mistrapped there, but good work in the end by Francis to get things under control for Australia. High press, Thomas coming across. Now it'll be up to Jordan Cohen to try and close down Luca Brown on the far side. In fact, he was Francis, I think, on the far side. No, it was Brown. I was right the first time. Also like to thank MyGo. Get moving in Malaysia with MyGo, a multi-services app. And at the Field Hockey label, our vision is to dress up hockey. So order your gear now and make the turf your catwalk. Gallagher, desperate to try and keep that in play, throws his stick at it, went up into the body of McCulloch. Chance for New Zealand now to come forward. Max Wyndham-Smith gets the chance to take on Gray. Gray, good tackle from him, all stick, peels from Wyndham-Smith. It's been lost now, Xander Fraser, but he miscontrols it, goes off his stick over the side. Boy, is he going to love it if New Zealand can get a victory in this game when he goes back to Western Australia. This team's met in the Junior World Cup qualifiers 2016, and it was Australia won those 3 games 3-0, 5-1, 2-1. Coming forward again, good pass. Buzzico, Gallagher is outside. Buzzico's looking for the direct ball into the circle, carries it over 23 metres, and it's just stolen away from Collins on the edge of the circle. Max Wyndham-Smith leaves it behind. Neild, who got the second goal, has to go back to Fraser. Fraser decides to try and go down the side, and he's given the ball away to Buzzico. He was annoyed with himself. Hazel plays it into the circle. Taylor Craigie didn't get a great touch, and Aaron Hazel is saying, hang on a sec, he just slid in to make that tackle. It was Jordan Ward who slid in. It wasn't a convincing save from Taylor Craigie, but it didn't go in, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters if you're a goalkeeper. Ball from Gallagher goes right the way across the circle, and there were Australian players ahead of the ball and behind it, and you just wonder if he'd taken a split second longer just to look up. Penalised for coming into that space was Finn Ward. Australia trying to up the tempo in this final quarter. Played forward, it ricochets off the stick of Hazel. It'll be a free out to New Zealand. And there's a problem with the goalkeeper. Taylor Craigie just wanting to readjust his pads or his kicker. Just a little bit of confusion, I think, down on the pitch. Xavier Guy trying to get the attention of Bryce Collins down below us. Charles Ulrich, faced with Buzzico, goes backwards. Can New Zealand get 2 more goals? Benji Edwards. Xander Fraser, he's beaten again to the ball. Buzzico was the man who dispossessed him. Buzzico looks to turn. Fraser put pressure on, but Buzzico will get the free hit. It's taken for a long way away from where it was, but Dane Richards didn't get a great touch, but he still managed to get it to McBride. Coming back was Dylan Martin. Free hit just outside the circle again. Neild was penalised. McBride, in he goes, and not again another not really convincing save from Taylor Craigie. New Zealand try to play it calmly out from the back. Xander Fraser keeps it in play. And they're dribbling it out now. Xavier Guy gets the free hit as Gill just comes across and obstructs him. Trying to get New Zealand to play on quicker now. Australia, they know time is against them. And that was a good pass forward, but unfortunately Max Wyndham-Smith just was wrong-footed and it came to him as he turned. Finlay, though, has stolen it from Buzzico. Finlay into the circle, will try and turn and get the ball across. Comes across. Max Wyndham-Smith trying to create space for a shot. The ball, though, runs away from him and Richards gets the free hit. Australia play on quickly. Not sure that Martin took that anywhere near where the offence occurred, but the umpires are happy. And we want to see play continue. Aaron Hazel, though, that looked as if it came off his heel. And it did indeed. Free hit goes New Zealand's way. 5 minutes almost elapsed in the final quarter. And this time it's the Australian player again, Dane Richards, penalised for coming into that 5-metre space. Down the line it goes to Finlay. Finlay feeds it to Zander Fraser. Well, the shot was a good one. He knocked over Anand Gupta in the way, but the shot was outside the left-hand post off the goalkeeper. So McLennan was relieved to see that one go wide. Gill for Australia. Richards has had plenty of running, been involved in plenty as he has in most of the games. Finn Ward just deflects that. Hazel decides to keep it in play and almost loses out. It was almost a very good tackle coming from Malachi Bushell. It's going to be an Australia free hit just outside the circle. Australia still searching for their first goal in this match. It was lifted and it will be a long corner. There's a ball coming on behind. Long corner taken by Dylan Martin. Gill on the advance, looks to lay it into the circle. They've got there, trying to turn and get a shot away. Top of the circle, it's desperate defending again. Finn Ward involved. And McCulloch was just unlucky. He got the ball, it was running away from him at the top of the circle. New Zealand just throw it long just to relieve the pressure. Be interesting if Gupta, I thought it for a second he was going to keep that in play, and luckily he was aware that he was being chased. Richards receives from Gupta. Approaching the halfway point of the final quarter. Gill now for Australia. Down the line it goes. And a strong tackle. Finn Ward gets it. Max Wyndham-Smith has Finlay ahead. There's plenty of defence for Australia, but Finlay's in a bit of space. Faced with Gupta. And it was lifted up by Finlay, and then Gupta just lifted it a little bit higher into the body of Finlay. Comes back to Tim Neild now for the Black Sticks, the junior Black Sticks. Xavier Guy. Zander Fraser. Oh, and a mix-up again along the side. Guy overrunning it as Xavier just tried to pop it to him. Oh, sorry, rather Fraser tried to just pop it to him. So Gallagher now has to play it square. Gill gets it forward to Dylan Martin. Martin's trying to get it under control. Neild is trying to steal it. Martin gets the free hit, plays on quickly. Richards now, good pass from McCulloch to find him. Richards trying to find a way through. Beautiful tackle. Zander Fraser, stick flat on the deck. Did not allow any chance, and now here comes Wakeling. Wakeling plays it down the line, and just as Finlay had stepped in off the sideline, it was a shame because Moss Jackson had made a really good run into the circle, so if Finlay had collected, he could have played it almost first time and Jackson would have been there. But Zander Fraser's won it back for New Zealand. Malachi Bushell now with a little bit of space in the midfield, but his pass is not a good one, and it goes behind Lockie Payton, and it will be Australia ball from the side. Gavranich plays on quickly. Gavranich runs towards Payton. Bounces off Payton once, then goes past him. Into the circle goes Gavranich, lays it back. Good touch to take it away from goal, and on the reverse stick, somehow that went wide from Aaron Knight. It looked as if Australia must score there, but Knight put it the wrong side of the post. Fraser helping it down the line, kept in this time by Xavier Guy. Guy will look to take on McBride. Goes over 23 metres. Guy continues to go. Now he's just lost the ball, and McBride will shepherd that out of play. It'll be a 16 to Australia. 6 minutes left in the match. 3 goals, not enough for New Zealand to go through to the bronze medal match, but it will still be an historic victory for them if they can hang on. Australia were here training at 8:30 this morning. So you can't say they're not committed. They were desperate to get things back on track, but New Zealand have got the upper hand at the moment. Coates, ball to the circle, picked up though brilliantly by Aaron Knight. Knight through the legs, it's a good pass to McBride, but a penalty corner has been won, and Australia have their 3rd penalty corner of the match. Is this the moment they score? Coming on with the instructions from the coach is Anand Gupta. Once again, I'd just like to acknowledge Field Hockey Label for playing, training or leisure wear that is field hockey specific. There's only one Field Hockey Label. And they can put your club logo, sponsors and numbers on all your gear. So go to fieldhockeylabel.com. Can Australia get a goal here? Comes out, and it's Knight. Thought it went into the first runner, and it was indeed into the first runner, so will be another penalty corner to Australia. Ben Bishop on the sideline, no doubt willing this ball in. McCulloch at the second battery, Knight again at the first. Will they go with Aaron Knight once again? They go to McCulloch. McCulloch sweeps it low, and it's gone wide of the right-hand post. So it's just not happening for Australia at the moment. 4.5 minutes left. And I think someone is pulling their goalkeeper. And it looks to me as if New Zealand are. Well, I did wonder, they're leading 3-0, so Bryce Collins, and hats off to him, he wants to try and get in that bronze medal match. So he's taken the goalkeeper off in the hope that with the extra outfield player, 11 outfield players, they can actually break down Australia, get another goal, or maybe get another 2 goals to make it through to the bronze medal game. On his heels was Jordan Ward. Luckily, Tim Neild was there to help him out. Little bump there will be a free hit to New Zealand. The key, though, when you pull the goalkeeper is you must keep possession. Jordan Ward just bringing the ball in from the side. Finn Ward, rather. Help forward, they're making it stretch, and it's gone out this time. So now a really good chance for Australia to get a goal. McBride over the ball on the sideline. Under 4 minutes left. Strong running again. Good defence from New Zealand, not allowing any space for Buzzacoat to make it towards the circle. McBride lifted that, well, he struck that, it went up off the stick of Dylan Thomas, so it'll be Australia ball from the far side and trying to work it in, and it's hit the post. Well, not sure the touch inside the circle was actually off an Australian player. It was hit with plenty of power by Sam McCulloch into the circle. And now it's Collins. Collins comes back to Gupta. Australia throw the ball wide. Luca Brown misses it though. And Finlay gets a quick ball from the ball boy. Luca Brown, brilliant intercept by him, wins it back, gets the better of Finlay, plays on. Strong running by Luca Brown, but his pass is intercepted. Now it's Xander Fraser. Fraser got 2 Australian players around him, goes through the middle, eventually gets the whistle just as Coates was setting off. Tim Neild. Neild is running into trouble. He wasn't aware that players were coming behind him. Coates bursting forward for Australia. almost colliding there with McBride. Coates has run laterally across the pitch, feeds it into the circle to Aaron Knight. Good defence though from Jordan Ward. Forces Knight out over the side. Knight comes back into play through the legs of Ward. Good defence from Benji Edwards. Gives it to Ulrich. Ulrich into the shins. 2 minutes left. New Zealand needing 2 goals. Ulrich's aerial pass doesn't come off into the circle. Good deflection again by New Zealand. Defending valiantly at the moment, but it's goals they want. And coming into that space was Anand Gupta. Ball was going to fall for Greentree. Diagonal pass, it's going to be a good touch to Max Wyndham-Smith. Here is Moss Jackson. Moss Jackson, a penalty corner. And it is good work again by New Zealand. Max Wyndham-Smith aware of where Moss Jackson was standing. And this is a great chance for New Zealand. They scored one from a penalty corner, and they have 2 fantastic drag flickers in Benji Edwards and Charles Ulrich. If they get a goal now, we are really in for a grandstand finish. And I would think that even Japan would be very nervous watching wherever they are. I'm just trying to see if they're here at the stadium. I'm sure they've left to do their recovery. But surely they would have somebody here watching this game. Crazy that Japan could have been in the final. They may find themselves now playing for the wooden spoon. Comes out, it's Benji Edwards, flicks low. Great save, McLennan. That was a very good save. The flick was low to his right-hand side. McLennan got down really well. Good save. New Zealand switch it. Ulrich, as he brought it down from the air, let it touch his body. And he then played the ball away. So Charles Ulrich will play no further part in the match. 2 minutes, and there's only a minute and a half left. So New Zealand now are stuck with 10 players, outfield players, and no goalkeeper. Richards tries to break forward into the midfield. Strong challenge coming in. Free hit goes Australia's way, but Buzzico, the ball had to come back. Martin plays it out to the right-hand side. Australia desperate for a goal. Richards, it ricochets off his stick. Not allowed to go back because it was closed down. There was a little bit of a push, and New Zealand don't get the decision this time, so quickly playing on is Sam Gray into the circle. Jordan Ward defensively only clears it as far as Luca Brown. Brown played it in, and that's gone into the body of Brown, and I think New Zealand are going, well, how can that be a penalty corner? Obviously the umpire felt there was an offence before that. I think they're just trying to get some clarity. It's not going to change it, but this is the best chance Australia will have to score. No goalkeeper, and so New Zealand have to defend this with outfield players. And this may well put an end to their dream of that bronze medal match. And it will mean that these two will be back to play each other again tomorrow. Lachlan Buzzico is waiting at the top of the circle. I'm sure he'll be saying, I'll have this one. Aaron Hazel alongside him. They might work a variation. Richards has gone out to the far side. It's been blocked. Another penalty corner, and Edwards is saying it came off my stick. But the umpire not going to change his mind. 6th penalty corner for Australia in this game. If they just improved their conversion rate here in this tournament, it would have made such a difference. Sam Gray to inject. And we've got a change now. It's Coates at the first battery. Goes to Coates. He flicks it, and it goes in this time. And so Australia do manage to pull a goal back. Coates with a penalty corner in what is really a lost cause for Australia. But at least they've not been denied. And they've managed to pull one goal back. So Coates with his first goal of the tournament. And he'll no doubt be pleased about that. Finlay coming to try and restore the margin, but time is running out for New Zealand. Finlay still going, and it goes up in the air and into the circle. There will be no more goals. It is a victory for New Zealand, but unfortunately for them, they will not progress. They will be playing off for the wooden spoon against Australia. And Australia, well, they are in territory they don't really want to be in. But a fantastic performance once again by New Zealand as they record their second win of the tournament. Australia, they're still looking for a second win. Maybe they can get that tomorrow. The final score here, Australia 1, New Zealand 3.
Australia's men's and women's hockey teams is Curtin University in Western Australia, where students get to develop their skills alongside the world's best. Find out more at curtin.edu/international and join Curtin today.
Do you love hockey as much as we do? At the Field Hockey label, our vision is to dress up hockey. Whether playing, training, or simply casual wear away from the pitch, the Field Hockey label supplies high-quality match and training attire. Long-sleeve tops and supporter wear, such as puffer jackets and track pants, polo shirts, and even business shirts. All of the Field Hockey label's gear can be custom-made to include club and sponsor logos, player names, and team numbers. The Field Hockey label, where if you love hockey like we love hockey, we guarantee you'll always feel the best dressed.